question. Do men and women react to you differently at the gym? If you're new here, this question isn't uncommon, especially for someone like me who's living in Southeast Idaho. But back to the question. Do you find it's an age thing or in general a gender which looks at you differently there? Or so focused that they can't notice? So, like I said, this isn't, for those of you thinking, what kind of a question is that? It's, for someone like me, it's been asked before. It's something that I've dealt with for a long time. But let me go back to certain scenarios. When I was going out on the town a lot regularly, meeting new people, I remember I was with a group of friends, and there were some people there who I hadn't really seen or been around, a friend of a friend. And I remember this girl looked at my friend and said, why are people staring at us? Why are we getting so many looks? And my friend at the time looks at her, kind of points at me and goes, have you met Jen? They're staring at her. I've had other friends who would get offended by people staring at me and be like, I just want to go tell that person. I'm like, it's okay. Calm down. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, my friends would get angry, offended, irritated by how much people were staring and pointing at me. But back to this original question. The only way to answer this is to say, I have no idea. I started blocking out the stares years ago. If not 2 decades ago. When I first started doing the body modifications, the scarification, that's what got a lot of stares. And then I started building muscle, started getting more tone, more lean, more jacked. And again, in Southeast Idaho, you didn't really see a lot of women who looked like that. And just the way I dressed when I would go out, I dressed for me. I got dressed up and I looked the way I wanted to look, and I've never stopped. But there have been times at the gym where, and it's usually guys. There's a few women, but a lot of women nowadays, especially the younger ones that are in their 20s, they're walking around in their, cutesy little outfits, not saying shit to me, even if I'm nice. They, whoa, weirdo. But the older ones, yeah, they're bad bitches. But it's usually the guys in the gym who will come up to me and be like, dude, you are a badass. They give me mad props, mad respect. There's guys who are like, dude, oh my gosh, I love your content. I love, you're so inspiring. It's usually guys. And on that note, I'll just say this. The only guys that are saying this to me are the ones who are super secure with themselves. Insecure guys, no, they keep their heads down, whatever. Although there was this one time, and I give this kid props for being bold, and I was at some grocery store, and he was bagging groceries, and he goes, hey, do you work out at this gym? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, teach me, how do I grow my muscles, It's pretty cute, pretty funny. And I was just like, dude, I've been doing this longer than you've been breathing oxygen, give it time. But as I am ready to go into the gym and knock out a leg workout, it's a pretty fitting question. This time of day, it's pretty chill. But yeah, it's never people don't come up to me and say negative shit. They just don't. The only people that say negative shit to me are the ones who are hiding behind their keyboards, who, are brave enough to do it because they're not in my face, so. But yeah, that's the story of my life when it comes to small towns, gyms, and secure men.